Gav again, Holly Trap Garage. Sorry guys, so taking so long to get another video out. Just been really busy with work and life and all that sort of stuff. So I've actually have been getting down into the garage and doing a little bit of work, but not filming it because it's like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, an hour here after work when I get home, and just sort of knocking bits and pieces out. So what we basically are up to is, I wouldn't necessarily say we've finished it, but it's to the point now that we can't really do much with it, the rear tailgate. So what I've gone and done is I've welded on that tube across the bottom, as you can see, and all I need to do now is just basically get the brackets for up here, and I'm thinking I might have to, across the bottom here, maybe come up with something to stop the water from sitting in there if it ever gets wet. That's sort of the back edge of it there, where I've basically just hammered it in. So, and it's a temporary gate. It's obviously not an original. Somebody somewhere made it, and that's all right. It'll probably do the job, but I won't know that until I get the toolboxes sorted out. So that is also an epic journey of its own. So the other thing that we sort of did over the last couple of nights is we've had this Ford. I don't know if you can see the F mark. So original toolbox cover, and it's a bit corroded, so I just whacked some welds into the lip there. Not sure if you can see, just to sort of just build it up. So from the outside, it kind of looks just as perfectly shitty as the rest of the Jeep. Sorry guys, the rest of the Jeep, and it's beaten up, it's bashed up. It's an original part, and I kind of want that. I don't want a show finished Jeep. I want a Jeep that looks like it's a World War II Jeep, and because that's what it is. It is a World War II Jeep, and I want it to look like it's been in war, not like I just picked it up from a dealership last week. You know what I mean? So that's that we've done. We did some other bits. So worked on one of the braces for the what do you call them, the footsteps on the side. This one was in pretty good nick. I've already got spiders growing in it. So as you can see, still has that little bit of corrosion on it because it is an original part. Okay, it's an original bolt. That's all that was left of that one. But now at least I've got an idea of what size bolt goes into there, what thread, etc. So that's one cleaned up. I've got the others here. So this is what they look like when they started, and yeah, they're a bit crusty. So we've got to work on that one. This one, I wanted to ask the question. I don't know if you can see, but is it supposed to be like that? It looks a little sort of not right. Like it's been bent out of shape, and I'm guessing has been shunted way out of shape. So if you can give me a bit of feedback on that one, guys. It looks to me like it's been whacked out of shape. It's only one that's like that. The other two look like the first one, and they look fine. So yeah, just let me know if that's supposed to be that way. The other thing we worked on was the mirror arm. So we just gave that a quick clean up. As you can see, I'm gonna leave it loose like this, and then we're going to paint it, and then we'll put it back together again, rather than having it together and then painting it, because then if I've got to adjust it, you'll see some of the red primer. So we'll just paint it and then we'll put it back. But as is, it's cleaned up. Just got to spray that little bit there and she's good to go. So that's kind of what I've been doing for this week. Oh no, another bit that we did. Sorry guys, we're just climbing over stuff. So, worked on the hinges. They're kind of alright. Perfectly shitty for the perfectly shitty gate. Okay, so we can drill that later because the bottom section of the toolboxes is rotted, so I've got to basically cut that out and refabricate that, and then I can line everything up and work out my my hinge holes. This one's a bit of a goober. I'm not really too sort of happy with this one. I might cut this and redo it because it's kind of yeah, it's a bit just strange, not right. As you can see, there's a whole chunk of it missing out of there. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look at that one later. But for now, that's our two hinges, and we managed to get the windscreen bracket off. So that's another part that I just quickly worked on. Cleaned up the bolts. So that bolt. Oh, of course I dropped it. Okay, cleaned that up. That was fused in there. It was a bit of a bear to get out, but now she goes in nice and easy. So to a point. So I'm not sure if it's tapered. Maybe it is. That's another thing. If you let me know if that's a tapered hole. I mean, the bolt itself doesn't look tapered, but when you screw it in, okay, it doesn't go all the way. All right. So we cleaned that up. Found a nice little part number on the back of it there, and we've got 4 original bolts, as you can see. So we got the original bolts, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of what we what we got up to for the last couple of weeks, is just bits and bobs like that. So today, what I've got to do is I'm gonna have a crack at obviously more wire wheeling. You know, I don't have the money to get a sandblaster. You know, it's just ridiculously expensive, and with inflation now, everything seems twice as expensive as it was a year ago when I couldn't afford it a year ago. So now I can't even afford it even more. So everything's got to be done manually, and it's all wire wheels. And so what I'll be doing today is I'm going to be wire wheeling the driver's side step. Sorry guys, got this damn cough too. So I apologise for coughing on you. But yeah, I've got the driver's side step, which is a pretty good nick. The passenger side one is got a big hole in it. We've got to try and figure out what we'll do with that later. So I'm going to try and wire wheel that. The other thing I've got to try and wire wheel is the tub. And like I said, this is one that we were supposed to do ages ago, which was clean up the welds and wire wheel this floor so we can paint it, prime it. Obviously got to clean up a weld there and weld in the bracket for the fuel tank straps, which is just being held there by that clamp, and then get stuck into it. Get a power wash, which is another thing I need to do. So there's another $500 minimum for a power washer, and get it cleaned up, get it painted. We've got the frame out there. I've got to have a look at that. That's been sitting under the tarp for over a year in primer outside, and I need to have a good look at that. I'm hoping that there's not much rust in it, but that tarp's starting to deteriorate, so we need to get onto that. The only problem is that it's been bloody raining probably now 6 weeks, 5 weeks. Sort of on and off, but when it does rain, it pours, and then when it's off, everything just stays wet, and we're getting mildew and mold and algae on a driveway, and just anything that loves water that's bad is starting to creep in and cause problems. And because we live in the bush, we're semi-rural, around a lot of gum trees. It seems to be that gum trees are really bad for just that sort of thing. Everybody's cars, the top of your roof of your car gets damaged because of the stuff that comes off the gums, and it creates like an algae on your cars and algae on your driveway. There's mold in places. It's like a not like a black mold, but like just a dirty mold like you would see on a tree, fungusy moldy type of thing. It sort of starts to grow on everything, and then on top of that, any bare metal pretty much just rusts overnight, and you start getting surface rust overnight. So, and of course it's just muggy. Everything's just muggy. Everything's wet. So it's just really kind of sucky at the moment to do anything, and work's starting to get a little bit quiet, which is it's good in one way because it means I'm not working my butt off, which is good, because I still have a lot of pain management issues, which I'm sort of getting addressed very soon. So that means more money that's got to be spent on that sort of stuff, and pain medication, very, very expensive pain medication to help me deal with that. But on the flip side too, also not working means you're not making the money. So it just basically means buying tools, buying expendables, buying parts. It just doesn't happen. The bills keep rolling in. You've got to get the bills covered, and then you're lucky if you got a couple of bucks in your pocket at the end of the week to even buy something for a treat for lunch. Let alone buying stuff for your Jeep. So things are just so ridiculously expensive at the moment. I just could not believe there was a 45-cent jump. 45 cents per litre for fuel overnight about a week ago. And apparently the government said, we'll drop the excise tax and make it cheap for everybody, and blah, 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 da-da-dee-da. And it even blew past what it was before, over the $2 litre. Everyone was paying $2.05 or something a litre, up to $2.10, and now in places it's $2.20, $2.30 a litre. And that's with the excise taken off. So what we would be paying $2.50, $2.60 a litre. Whereas, 2 years ago, we were paying $1.20 a litre, and people were thinking that was expensive. So things, that just compounds into everything else, and it just makes everything else more expensive. So anyway, enough of me whinging. I'm going to get on to a little bit of wire working. I'll take you over to the side step, and I'll show you what we're doing with that. Alrighty guys, so like I said, we've got the side step here. I'll just get some light on it so you can see what I'm talking about. And so we get that lit up, bit more light. So we've got some holes in it here, as you can see, a couple little pinholes that we had to do. I basically gave this section on the other side a quick wire wheel. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to wire wheel across the top edge here, and I'll flip it around and I'll start working on the other side of this, the back side or the top side, if you want to say. And we've just got some little bits. We've got a hammer flat a little bit here. We've got a crack just in this section just here. We've got a hole in a couple of spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes. And we've got a bit of rot through here, if you can see. So I'll just put that light and you'll be able to see what I'm saying. So we've got some rot holes there, and we've got all these rust holes here. We've got to dress. So, but to do that, we basically need to wire wheel it and clean her up, and then we can start doing a bit of welding work on it. So a lot of what I'm doing, and probably a lot of what you're going to see, is me just wire wheeling, cleaning things at the moment. So because that's kind of where we are at with working on the Dodge. With the Jeep, that's what I did ages ago. I've got so much stuff here for the Jeep that's been cleaned up. As you can see, in my really cramped, messy garage, I've got all my parts here, just laid out all over the place, you know, and so much stuff has already been cleaned up and done and ready to go. Just needs things like bolts, washers, gasket kits, things like that. Like the transfer case, I've got to get new parts for the transfer case. That's about $600 worth of stuff for that. I've got all the bits for the gearbox. I've got to get that together. But it's really just a matter of pull your head out of your backside and got to get on with this Jeep, because it's in the way of doing a Dodge. It seems to me that the Dodge just seems easier to work on. The Jeep just seems complicated for some reason. It's like every time I work on something, I work on that tub and I fix something, I've then got to go and work on another part of it, and then I find something else wrong with it, and it's kind of dry. It just puts me down, and I get to the point like I just don't want to work on it. So I end up working on the Dodge, and I seem to have got a lot more stuff done on the Dodge than I have on the Jeep. But I probably would have got more things done if the weather was a little bit better too, because some of the Dodge stuff's just big, like those big cross members. We can wire all those cross members, but they've got to be done outside, and you can't do that outside when it's just constantly raining. And it doesn't matter if it's the little dribbly rain or if it's the big drop rain, it's all going to rust your gear. So anyway, guys, I'm going to I'm going to hook in and get this done, and then I'll show you what it's like after we've got that whole side done. And if we've got any energy or time, we'll try and have a crack on the underside. I'd like to get this done, maybe not today, but in the next day or two, and get the primer on it. So that's one extra bit that's done. So, all right, guys, let's get on with it. Okay, guys, that's done. That was an epic trip. So she's all pretty much cleaned up as best as we're going to get with a wire wheel with pitted metal. So the next thing to do now is to fill in these holes that we'll just hit with the welder just here, and we're going to do this patch. I'm pretty much starting to run out of time for getting this done, so we might actually just have to get into it. As you can see, did it as best we could. We obviously can't get right into the corners, but did it as best as we could. So now I'm just going to work on these pits, and then it'll be inside for dinner, and do a little bit more work on it tomorrow. So I'll just have to cover it up and make sure it doesn't get some surface rust. So another couple of minutes doing the water, and yeah, dinner time. All right, guys, hang about. Okay, guys. Look at that silly thing stuck in my face. Okay, this is just a real quick one. As you can see, I'm covered in crap. We've done the step. All I gotta do now is just basically prime it and paint it. I'll just take that out so you can have a look. Sorry, gents. So there we are. Okay, so it's cleaned up. Done a bit of the welds. Still gonna have them pock marks in it. There's not much we can really do about that. So that's it. Alrighty. So it's just a matter now, just giving it a paint with the primer, and that's it for tonight. So I can go have a shower and clean up and have dinner, go to bed, and head off to work, and we do it all again tomorrow. So, gents, that's it for tonight. Didn't get any work done on the Jeep. We just ran out of time. We'll just have to have a go at that tomorrow, and start cleaning it up so we can get it out of the garage, and that gives us a lot more room to work. Because at the moment I'm running out of space. I've got bits everywhere and I'm running out of space. So anyway, thanks for watching once again, fellas. Sorry for the delay in getting videos out. You know what it's like, everybody's just hectic, busy with work and life, and the weather at the moment is just been giving us a bit of grief and not making it good to get down and do any work in the garage. So anyway, till next time, gents, keep safe, keep working on your trucks and your Jeeps and whatnot. Stay motivated, keep safe, and slava Ukrainian.